Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather, and today is, hard to believe, it's already Monday, January the 3rd, 2022. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching and subscribing. And earlier today, I actually launched my second YouTube channel. I've had so much fun in a little over a year doing this one. So this one is Made with Love. So this one, I'm just going to stick to crafting, baking, and cooking. On my other channel, which I've named it Beauty on a Budget, I am, for this month, or for at least this week, I am going into organizing, how to organize, how to meal plan, financial planning, just day-to-day, organization that way. So that channel is going to be a fun one too, but I want the two channels to go with each other. So in the other channel, if I do like my meal planning, meal prepping, shopping for meals, then on this channel, I'll actually make the meals. So I just want my two channels to kind of go together because there's different people who are looking for different things. So I just want to say thank you, and I hope everybody who's subscribed to this one will take a look at my new one. So today I'm going to be making chocolate ice cream using my Hamilton Beach ice cream maker. Before we get started, I got a new apron for Christmas. It was around $30. I got a lot for an apron. I got it from the Lazy One store. I loved it. It's got a picture of this mousse all covered in chocolate, and it says chocolate mousse. My plan was to wear this one. It says chocolate mousse. My first recipe had to be chocolate mousse. Unfortunately, my first video is actually wearing this is going to be chocolate ice cream, which is pretty close. So for this recipe, you will need 2 cups of whipping cream, 1 cup of milk. Now, I've never made this recipe before, so I'm not substituting the milk. I'm just going to use the standard regular milk. I'd like to just make it one time to see how it all works. It's been a while since I've used my ice cream maker, so I'm just going to use 1 cup of regular milk, half a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of cocoa, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm just going to move the camera so you can see what I am doing. So first step is to measure out the, sorry, I got popcorn kernel stuck in the back of my throat. Okay, so first thing we got to do is combine our half a cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of cocoa. So I've got my sugar and my cocoa here, and I've got my measuring spoons. 1/4 cup of cocoa and half a cup of sugar. It says you want to mix these together good. So I'm going to put my lids on things. I'm just going to give this a little stir with my whisk, just mix this all up. And then we also need, I'm just going to set that aside because we also need 2 cups of the whipping cream and 1 cup of milk. So I'm just using my this is a 35% whipping cream, and this is 2% milk. So we'll need 2 cups of whipping cream. Hope there's 2 cups left in here. A little more than 2 cups, so I can make some nice whipped cream for on top after. And 1 cup of milk. I really love this Pyrex. It's a 4-cup glass. I use it for lots of things. I can use it as a bowl. I can measure and use it as a bowl. Really handy. I got it from the dollar store. I think Dollarama, so I probably paid about $4 for it. And I can't find another one since. I wish I would have bought 2 that day I saw them. Okay, so now I've got to get this on the stove. So I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see the next step. Actually, before I do that, I just want to go over my ice cream maker I've got here. It's got the lid, it's got the whisking, churning part, it's got this part and the base. Now this part here is in the freezer. I keep mine in the freezer all the time. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I like to keep it in the freezer. That way, when I want to make ice cream, it's already frozen. I don't have to wait. I think it can take up to 2 days to freeze, depending on your freezer. And I used to make ice cream when my kids were little. That's why I bought this. We make ice cream all the time. I said I haven't made it in I think maybe 2 years since I last made ice cream, but this has been sitting in my freezer for almost 2 years. I know 6 months ago I did bring it out. I let it defrost and everything, cleaned it, washed it, and put it back in the freezer. So I do every once in a while take it out of the freezer, wash it, dry it, because I don't know if leaving it in the freezer just all the time is good for it or not. I'll have to look into that more. I have said, when I bought this, I didn't realize every time you make ice cream you have to have this frozen. So that's why I just keep it. When my kids were little, I used to just keep it in the freezer. That way, anytime we want to make ice cream, it was just ready. So I'll be putting this back in the freezer. This ice cream recipe is a little different than the other ones I've made. Oops, put this upside down. Yes, I do. Okay. This one, actually, when I do, I think it's because this one is made with you're warming up. Because I think this recipe you're making it while you're warming up the milk to incorporate the cocoa and the sugar. That you have to give it overnight in the refrigerator to cool down. So you probably don't want to pour hot into the ice cream maker. Because normally I just take the milk out of the fridge, pour the whipping cream into the fridge just take the whipping cream straight from the fridge and pour it straight into here, and within 30 minutes we've got ice cream. So this recipe is the first time I've ever made one where I have to heat. So this means I'll be starting today and I'll be finishing the ice cream tomorrow. So we'll be having the ice cream tomorrow. As if when I make it before, if I forgot to put the thing in the freezer and we have to wait an extra day or two. So now I'm going to turn you back over to the stove. All right, so I've got my heat. No, I don't have my stove turned on. I thought I did. I think I probably pressed the wrong button and turned it off. So I gotta heat this over a medium heat. Probably just went to select my, heat zone, and I think I hit the off button instead. I'm just gonna add in here, this is the 2 cups of whipping cream and 1 cup of milk. Like I said before, I've never made this recipe, so I need to know how the consistency is before I substitute, like for the coconut milk, because the coconut milk is a little thicker. I think might be okay with some of the other non-dairy milks that are like thinner, that are more like milk. They might be a little bit better to substitute with, but again, I'm not sure. Just gotta get this heated up. It's gonna take a few minutes to heat this. You're supposed to heat it on medium until it's just warm. It's starting to get hot. And then once it warms up, then we add the vanilla, sugar, and cocoa. So this is just going to take a couple minutes, so I'll be back when the milk has warmed up. Alright, so now my milk is starting to heat. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. I think my stove is not heating up as fast as it should be. I'm going to add the vanilla first, and then the cocoa and sugar mixture. I like to add the vanilla so I can see the... If I add the cocoa first, then I can't watch the color change, but I love adding the vanilla to the milk and just watching the milk turn a really nice caramel color. Okay, let's see, one bit more now. So I'm going to add in the cocoa and sugar. It says you're supposed to whisk this until it's well combined and the sugar has dissolved. Okay. Set this here for a second so I can get the cocoa out of the bowl. It just seems to be stuck. I'm one of those people, it always bugs me when I'm watching cooking shows and I see them leaving so much product inside the bowl. Just wonder if that bugs other people too. I mean, the recipe calls for a certain amount, and if you don't get it all out of the bowl, then you're not getting your full recipe. At least that's how I think. Okay, so I'm just gonna whisk this together. actually starting to look and smell like hot chocolate. I think I have made a chocolate ice cream before with the just the whipping cream, and I think we just used like a hot chocolate mix actually. So we didn't have to heat it up. It says to whisk until it's well combined and get the sugar dissolved, but it's the cocoa that's not mixing in for me very good. I know when I'm cooking, sometimes I use a lot of different whisks and spatulas and wooden spoons. And I think once I use it and it's dirty and I throw it in the sink, it's just easier just to grab another one, because I just keep them right here on the counter right beside the stove, so I don't have to go looking for them. The sink is right behind me, so it just gets thrown right into the sink. And as soon as I get this in the fridge, then I get all the dishes washed when I'm cooking. As soon as I'm done cooking, while I'm waiting for any other parts, you know, I stop and I do the dishes right away. So I've always got my containers always full of all my wooden spoons, spatulas, whisks. Okay, so I'm just gonna stir this until it's well combined. I think it is. Got a few little clumps of cocoa just sitting on the top now, but it's starting to look really good, and it's starting to smell really, really good. So I would say after seeing how this is mixing in, I think it would be okay to use oat milk, almond milk, rice milk, any of the other milk substitutes. I'm not sure about the, again I said, I'm still not quite sure how the coconut milk would work, because the canned coconut milk is really thick and it really thickens up recipes. So that I would play around with first before I suggest, you know, using coconut milk. But if you want to try, you can try. So this is starting to look really good. I think it's all mixed in. I think my sugar is all dissolved. I'm just gonna tip the pan so I can just make sure there's no sugar on the bottom of the pan, and it doesn't look like it, so I think it's good. Yeah, looks good. So I'm just going to turn my heat off, and it doesn't say to cover it, it just says to put in the fridge. So I'm going to put it in the fridge, but I'm just going to cover with a piece of saran wrap. Just because, you know, it goes in the fridge, my kids were in there, I wouldn't want anything to cross-contaminate it. I'm just trying to grab a bowl, and I think this will fit into the size of a bowl. It's always hard to tell how big the bowls are when they're all stacked inside each other. Scrape this down, make sure that I get all that mixture in there. Grab my saran paper, or saran wrap, whatever. I'm just going to put this on, and I'm going to put this in the fridge, and so I guess I will be back. I guess for you it'll just be a few moments. For me it will be probably like 10-12 hours or more. Depending on, no, probably more than that, because it's 8:30 at night. So I'll be probably making this probably about 6 o'clock tomorrow night. So yeah, looking at 22 hours, 24 hours. Okay, so I will be back when I'm ready to put this in the ice cream machine. Alright, so welcome back. So I've got my ice cream maker here, so I'm just going to take those parts out. I've got this part that I said I keep in the freezer. Just got to get this on here lined up. I'm going to put the paddle part in, and the lid on top and plug it in now that I've got it all set up. Okay, make sure it's off before you plug in. I think I probably just hit the switch the wrong way when I was just trying to take it apart. So it's all ready to go. And so here is the chocolate ice cream that I had made last night. It was about 8:30 last night when I was doing this. It's now about 7 o'clock the next day. So it's been in the fridge for almost a full 24 hours. I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And I'm going to turn this on and pour it in. Turn that off for a second. So I just have to let this turn for 20 to 40 minutes. I got the recipe off of the Hamilton Beach website because I couldn't find my instruction booklet that had all the recipes in it. So I'll be back to show you what it looks like after about 5 or 10 minutes. Alright, so it's been almost 15 minutes. I'm just curious as to what it's looking like. So now it's still running. Now it looks like just melted ice cream, but it's seeing where it's coming down this along the sides, so it's really starting to look like real ice cream. Just kind of looks like it's been kind of melted ice cream. So I'll be checking back in about 15 minutes and seeing how it looks then. So I'll be back in a few moments. All right, welcome back. It's been another 15 minutes, and I think the ice cream is actually done. It's all coming up out of the, I don't know if I'm not sure I can angle this so you can see me, or just lift it up. See, it's all coming up. It looks like really good. I'm just gonna grab the spoon here. I'm just gonna, oops. That looks like ice cream now. It looks really good. I'm trying to figure out where the camera is. It kind of just doesn't want to focus on the ice cream, but there it is. So that's after half an hour. I'm gonna give it just a few more minutes just to churn, just a couple more minutes, because I can tell that it's still really soft down at the bottom. So I will be back in a few minutes. All right, I think it's really ready now. I just wanted to give it just a couple more minutes just because I was kept stopping it and checking on it. So I just wanted to make sure that it was really done. Set that aside. And lift the paddle out. It looks so good. Pet hair. So like I said, this is my Hamilton Beach ice cream maker, and I got this recipe right off the Hamilton Beach website. I'm just going to scrape the ice cream off the paddle if I can. It just seems to be really stuck, and I've got nowhere to scrape it into the bowl because the side of this is all ice cream coming up. I'm just gonna mix this in like that. Just gonna scrape this off a little more. Then I'm gonna lift myself up some ice cream, and I'm gonna put it on a cone. What better way to enjoy freshly made ice cream than in a cone? I'm just going to put some in here. It's more like a soft serve ice cream. I mean, I guess you can always mix this up and then put this back in the freezer, just in this container for a little bit to make it harder, but this is more like a really good soft serve ice cream. Now to this, I'm also going to add some sprinkles. I've got my little jars with sprinkles in here. I'm just trying to open one up and put some, a little more than I wanted, but But there we go. I'm going to try this and see. It tastes really, really good. It's I think this is probably all I can eat because it's made with regular milk. But, you know, it's really good. I'm going to really enjoy my little ice cream. This will be my treat for the day. It'll be chocolate ice cream. Quick and easy, except having to wait overnight. I didn't realize that this was one that you had to cook and then you have to let it cool down for, it just says overnight, but based on what time I was doing it last night till what time I was able to finish making today, it worked out to be, you know, almost 24 hours of making ice cream. So it's good ice cream. I hope you guys enjoy my videos, and thank you for subscribing and watching. And also please don't forget to check out my second channel that I have launched on Mondays. I'm not quite sure what today is. Tuesday, because I started this video yesterday. So I launched my new channel yesterday morning. It's called Beauty on a Budget. I hope everybody will check that out and subscribe to that channel as well. And I'll again just thank you to everybody, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.